I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters, and we ain't got nothing to hide.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back into Pregaming here on Sports Money, Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. You know what we do. We're out here to smash these books, cash these checks, build these bankrolls. Appreciate you guys coming in, rocking with us tonight. It's been a busy day. Lots happening in the world of sports money. Getting ready for this Super Bowl. Got some more polls out there on the community post. I hope you guys take some time to please contribute. This is for our community. We're trying to see what everybody has to say about these big prop opportunities. Today's focus, Kansas City Chiefs side of things. Tomorrow's focus will be the Philadelphia Eagles side of things. Just trying to break these props down for everybody to assist you with making cash on Super Bowl Sunday. You know, it gets busy. We got parties to go to. We got all kinds of things happening out there. And sometimes the rush becomes a distraction when we have to break down thousands of potential player prop bets that are out there. So trying to assist everybody, we need you to assist us. We need you to help not just the Sports Money crew, but this community win bets. And we're going to do that simply by way of getting out to that community tab, clicking the button on those polls. If you have an opinion, if you don't, then sure, don't bother taking the opportunity to get after it. But if you do, we want to hear from you. That's what it's all about, is getting these things together so that we can collaborate, aggregate, and give you guys winning bets for this weekend. We had the who's going to win the first half poll out there. 22 votes on that. First drive results. How about that one for Kansas City? Will it be a punt, a touchdown, a field goal, or a turnover? We have 12 votes on that one. Will DeAndre Hopkins get over 100 rushing yards? We got 20 votes on that one. And how many passing yards will Mahomes have? 240 or less? 241 to 270? Or 271 plus? Nobody has voted on 271 plus. There are 16 votes out there for that one. So much appreciated, and certainly go back and get those other ones as well. 27 of you voted on the will Mahomes and Hurts record 15 or more passing yards in each quarter. Seems like a no-brainer. It's a nice little minus 110 spot. 70% are on the yes. That's what we're looking to do here. Trying to build this thing out. I told you guys the Friday show is coming. We will have all kinds of things going on. We'll look at these results. We'll get them all on a spreadsheet so everybody can see them nice and easily. We will talk about the player. We got a 25 prop entry for the winner to pick up 10 grand. So we're going to try to do this as a community. We're going to try something a little bit different to go through the voting process on that. And of course, we'll talk about sides and totals. We've got the square process. I told you guys, Super Bowl squares going to be eligible for silver and gold members and anybody that's gifted a dono this past week, starting on Saturday. So just a week's contest, not a contest, just part of being a member. And we'll have some swag. We'll have some merch for you guys in that process. So we'll give away some upgraded memberships. We'll give away some tees, have a hoodie out there, all kinds of fun things. You guys know the deal. We're viewer supported. So taking the opportunity to, you got a Browns membership, more than likely you picked it up for free. I appreciate those of you that do renew. But it was gifted. Spend a couple more dollars, get that silver membership. Don't miss out on the plays that we are sharing. The premium picks for Sports Money. And it's because you guys asked for it. You guys want more plays from us, more time when we're not on shows. You have a lot of questions about games. We love hearing them. We're happy to address them all by DM. We're all accessible. But we thought this would be a good way to streamline the communication process so that everybody gets to know. You know, the nice thing about one-on-one contact is great. We can tell you about a game that we like, but hey, if we take the time to break that game down, we want to share it with everybody else. And that's what this community is all about. We're trying to help each other grow. And grow we are. You guys have done a tremendous job the last couple of months sharing your best bets, prop winners. Shout out to Rick J with his 2 parlay spots out there that he gave out here on Pregaming. What I talk about. Plus, I think it was a 700 and a 900, if I'm not mistaken. Give her 850 maybe. It was big. I know that. And that's what happens here with the communities helping each other to continue to. We're getting sharper by the day. We're winning bets. We're cashing checks. And that's where we start to pay for the fun things. You know, maybe it's a vacation. Maybe it's an upgrade. Maybe it's a smoker for the summertime. Maybe you want to get out there and smoke some ribs. You know, who cares? Doesn't matter. PlayStation 5s. It's all about trying to get the extras in life by, well, winning bets. Supplemental income. And we do it on a daily basis. It's a grind. Some days will be better than others, but it's still fun, right? We got to have fun while we're doing this. So thank you guys all. You know the deal here. We need your help on this show by way of the thumbs up button. So if you could take a second, close those comments, smash that thumbs up. We'll get back to work here and we'll get this thing rolling. All right. Big night tonight. We got first strike. Gonna get this thing together. Now listen, VB MMA and Ramon Scott. 4 plays they gave out yesterday. 4 of them. 4. And a guest. They had a guest in there as well. An Aussie. We got an Aussie. They got an Aussie. And, listen, big card out there, UFC 312 in Australia. Why not take a look? Why not try to get yourselves ready for Saturday? This thing ain't easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. How many turn and burns do you see? How many people pop up? They do it for a couple of months, and then they just fade into the sunset. They fuck off forever. Why? Because it's not easy. You got to treat it like a business to get paid like a business, and that's very much what we do on a regular basis. So thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We got ourselves a small NHL card, but, those are where we do it best. I love the 3 spots that we have out there. Big swings for 3 games. We'll talk about them. We'll break those down. We've got 4. Is it 4? I think it's 4 NBA games. I think I added a 4th. Let me see. No, I added a college basketball game. We've got 3 NBA games. 3 NBA games. I'll get it right. It's a busy day. Hard to remember what I put down on paper. 3 NBA games. Then we've got 4. I think I added a 5th college basketball game. Let me see. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 college basketball games tonight as well. So it's a pretty big card. It's going to be a busy night. We shoot first strike. The boys will be ready for their 4 best bets. Tell you now, you better check out mine now, tonight, because this thing is moving. This dog's going to become a favorite probably by tomorrow. So if you like UFC betting, and why wouldn't you? Crushed it last weekend. Smacked that main card like it owed me money. And it did. It did. But let's go. You guys know the deal here. The best in the business assemble. So get your pens and paper ready. Good news. Some destinations won't kick. Okay. Good news. Good news. We're streaming on Kick. Shout out to the Kick viewers out there. First time I was able to get this Kick thing officially launched. I know we've been collabing on Thursday nights with the Razor Sharp Picks channel and getting the Kick stream going, viewing simultaneously. But finally, I realized there was a glitch. You guys don't care, but fucking for 2 months, I've been trying to get this thing going. I'm like, what is wrong? Glitch is fixed. We fixed the glitch. Does anybody know? No. We're just going to fix the glitch. You guys know what movie that's from? Come on. Someone's got to know what movie that's from. You got to know it. Let's go, you guys. Pens and paper out. The best in the business are ready to roll. They're sharing their best bets here. I've got some best bets. I'm eager to see what you guys have in your action. So make sure you put them out there. And of course, comment there. Numero uno is Jover. And he's riding the hot hand of the Blackhawks and the Oilers. And the first period over. Now, I'll tell you. I looked at that game long and hard. There's a bunch of spots in this game. We'll talk about it. I'm excited. I do agree with that play as well, Jover. A little pricey now. It's getting up there. But that's what happens when you pop. What do you got? Like 16-2 in their last 18 or something stupid? Hell yeah, Jover. Let's go, my guy. We got the Gerald Jones play of the day out here. He says, best bet, UCF -3, 5-2. He bounced back yesterday with a big win, and he's giving you guys UCF -3. I will write that down. I will write it down. I am writing it down. It's written down. That's how fast it is. Also, I didn't really fix it, but I just moved the camera back to the top of my laptop instead of the trusty little stand they provided. So you don't have to look at the top of my dome. Send it to Joe Dub. Says Mahomes is 15-0 in the dome. Joe Dub, my friend. You know you're my boy. I don't want to see you waste your money. No team that had a bye in the first round plays a team that didn't have a bye in the first round and covered the spread. Not one. 0-10. 0-10, Joe. 0-10. It's more tangible than the fact that white jerseys win the Super Bowl 67% or 70% of the time. Okay. You're betting on the color of the jersey? Come on. That's something chicks do, Joe. And you're not a chick. Good talk. You know what movie that's from? Come on, I got two of them out there for you. Let's see if anybody can drop those two movies. Good talk. If you want. Give you a hint for that one. One of the clips that we have is from that movie. There you go. There's a hint. Do I have anything on UTSA Roadrunners, huh? I don't, but I'll look. I will look. And if I find something, I'll put it on the community post, Joe. How about that, my friend? Appreciate you rocking with us. Nicholas Handy's rocking with us. AOD's at the bar. AOD. He says, I got the headphones on. Man, let some people know we're here. Shout out to Perky Bumps. Happy birthday, my man, Perky Sanderson's birthday today, you guys. We wish him the best. Give him the birthday well wishes. Our man's been through a lot, but he is here supporting, and we appreciate that. So shout out to you, Perky. Happy birthday. May your birthday be blessed with bountiful bankroll. Got the alliterations going today. Shout out. AOD says sports money forever. Philly Eagle Flyer. Paul and Boats is in the house. Sent my video in, Paul and Boats. I told you about it yesterday. You'll see that soon. IOD says, yo, Mike, bring some hoodies to Bubba Palooza. You're going to buy about 5 of them? I might have to go down just for that. Paul and Boats says, who sings that intro song? It's fire. It's a group called, you know what? I'm not sure. NFX, I think. NFX, I believe, is what it is. NEFFEX. NEFFEX. They do a bunch of songs. One of our other intros has an NEFFEX. NFX. NFX, I believe, is how you say that. AOD. Says, geez, look at this guy. Almost spamming us. There we go. Joe T's giving us Texas State team total over 71. There's a little dig deeper. A little dig deeper for Jover. Shout out to Jover. The Range Rover says AOD. Gravy Bets, what's up, man? It's good to see you here. Thank you for stopping in with us. GB9 on the grind. GB9 on the grind. I like that. AOD says, holy crap, I forgot to smash the like button. AOD's cocked down, I think. Says, my Pistons need this dub. We're going to talk about it. Cleveland Tire Legs, we got to take advantage. T. Moss got a little Cade Cunningham player prop under 43.5 points, rebounds, and assists. You know, I should have. It's funny how it works out. When there's a more full card, I'm more inclined to look at the sides and totals. But I don't necessarily have the time. I don't have the bandwidth to get in the weeds. I might have something. Let's see. I know there's a couple spots that I like. You guys know the deal. The stable, the starting 3 is running right now. You guys see, speaking of player props last night, they gave Voos 10 assists or 10 rebounds. Then they came back and stat corrected it, gave him the 11. Got us paid on that 2-1 spot out there. It was a big dub. I thought he had him. And I was looking back and forth. I'm like, why aren't they counting that? Why aren't they counting that? Well, now we know. They did count it. Shout out to Robert McCormick. Here we go. Our guy Ramon Scott says, a former 15-year poker dealer, you know I always cringe when I hear the old burn and turn. Turn and burn. I got you. I hate when they change dealers and I'm running in blackjack. And then I always ask them to see the burn card. You guys do that? You want to see I like to see the burn card. I don't think it matters. Ultimately, I think when they're changing the dealer, they're trying to get that burn card out of there so they break up the rhythm. But I still like to see it. Maybe I don't go heavy when that new. Actually, usually I try to pick up and take it on down the street when I see the dealer change out there. But AOD says running so hot. It's Ramon Scott, man. We had a lot of fun last night on the live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed that live stream last night. That was cool. We're talking all kinds of sports. Some soccer, some hockey, some basketball, some college, some NFL. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun with the boys last night. Appreciate everybody that did show up. T. Moss says, he may go over, but he hasn't against them but once, and that was the beginning of the season. Not sure if it's over under record on that, though. That's okay. It's all right. We appreciate you bringing it to our attention. AOD's giving salute to Ramon. Thomas in the house says, bro, I got it. Gobert over 24.5 points, rebounds. You feel me? I will write it down. I feel that. Feel that. Points and rebounds. All right, let's go. Shout out to you, Thomas. Let's get that cash, my man. Oldie's rocking here. He says, I want to see you, Ramon, do a burn and turn. Thomas says, Philly going to win? Hell yeah, they're going to win. Come on. Stop it. If at the very least, the NFL wants to say they're not fixed. Do you see all the questions that's got to be frustrating for Mahomes and even Kelsey? Do you see what they asked Kelsey? Who do you love more? Taylor Swift or the refs that keep calling the action in your favor? Or no. It was, do you love Taylor Swift more or do you love the 15-yard roughing the passers that you guys keep getting from the referees? It's great. Then they asked Mahomes if he's got a favorite ref that throws the games for him. It was outstanding. The vibes, man. The vibes. Turning on them Chiefs. It's so fun to see. Who do you love more? He was like, and the funny part is they're just so broadsided by the question. They're just like, Mahomes had that soft answer where he was like, we love all the refs. They're all good guys. They all try really hard. You idiot, Mahomes. They're breaking your balls, dude. Here we go. Thomas says, I got Philly plus 7.5 in the over 41. They're not going to beat me. Let's go. Damon Waring's in the house. Nasty Nate says, sounds smashed a like or your hygiene is in question. Mitch Moore says, if you buy into the league is rigged and they want certain players to be the face of the badge, who better than Mahomes to be the first to three-peat and break the spread record? I don't think so. I don't think Pat Riley's getting paid, is what I don't think. They don't want to pay him $1 million, I tell you that. DJ Hardy's in the house. Is over in the Atlanta NBA game. Mitch says, that being said, I am on Philly. I don't think the Chiefs will be able to stop Barkley. Barkley MVP, anybody? Next thing says, yeah, and try to get most of your thoughts in one or two comments. You're spamming the chat. Looks like you're the only one here. Great, AOT. You're almost spamming us. Ramon says, Mitchell will be out tonight at Detroit. Let's go. Mitchell says, Mitch Morber says he's on Beasley over threes, 3.5 threes. He got a plus 110. That's a sneaky ninja. He was rocking with us last night. It's good to see you back, my friend. Nasty Nate says now his Cavs second quarter is not looking good. The Cavs did smash last night. There is no question about it. Oldie appreciated the live stream. Appreciate that. Peter Gracia says NFL's a joke. Eagles will have to beat KC and the fucking Zebras. Probably. Sneaky Ninja likes the Blazers money. Oh, he says it came through. Yeah. Man, why not? Portland's riding hot. They turned my water off today. I should say there's a problem with the pipes and my water is turned off today. So no water for me for the show. No hydrating here. Good thing I filled up the ice cube tray last night. It's kind of gross when they turn the water back on and it gets all that sediment and shit. You just see it distilled. It's that shit floating, and it takes a while. Even though you run it for a little while, it still takes a while. All that rust and shit in the pipes. Glad I filled up my ice cube trays last night. Okay. Nunny says, just dropped 6 units on a fresh set of tires for the Lexus. Needs a night. Nunya. We need the Nunya business play of the day, my friend. Everyone's in the house. What's up, Ken? Took the T-Wolves money line. And Gobert over 24.5. Yeah. I'm going to show you boys how I attacked that game. And we got some nice trends behind it. I like Tay-Tay. Nasty Nate. I'm okay that she's not that curvy. I'm okay with that. I don't want to go any further. Stop it right there. And Nuggy says, I kept my $70 a pop Walmart Douglas specials. All right. All right. All right. You guys are ready to rock. I see you. Let's go. Thomas Bancher says, I bet Dyson Daniels over 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Love it. Peter says, crack a beer, then Coors Light. I don't drink beer. I don't have a beer in my house. I drink vodka, and I drink whiskey. Keep the whiskey close. Keep the whiskey close. Keep the vodka closer. Actually, that's not true. The vodka's at the bar. I don't. Well, we were live streaming last night, and we're live streaming tomorrow, so there's no reason good old number 7 shouldn't be sitting right there. Okay. I will drink a beer. I will. I choose not to. We drink a lot of beers. A lot of tailgating beers. As I got older, I found out you don't need to have that giant cooler full of 16 bags of ice unless you're grilling. Just think about a vodka. Throw it in the cooler next to the ribs. We talked about the ribs. Actually, it's more shish kebabs. I like the chicken and beef shish kebabs when I'm tailgating for 10 hours. If you guys know what I'm saying. Curious what do you guys tailgate? What do you cook when you're tailgating? Or do you just go get like subs and pizzas? I don't know. They both have their merit. They both have their merit. Kirk says he's been drinking beer since 10 a.m. Well, it's your birthday. You deserve it, my friend. None of you likes Seagram's extra smooth vodka. Cheap as fuck, not bad with any juice. Hey, man. Hey, I drink too much vodka to be going out there buying the old top shelvers. AOD gifting the $4.20 donut. Says Joe Mike. I didn't. Oh, you're good, dude. You're good, AOD. We love you. Appreciate you, man. But thank you for gifting, blessing our action. Cheers, you guys. Let's go. Got a lot of plays tonight. Most of them are late night. Well, I shouldn't say that. Schedule's all. I like to break them out. I like to get things moving across the board. I like some early action, but we got some late night specials, Nasty Nate. The late night special, Nasty Nate. We're going to be ready to go, Nasty Nate. All night long. Let's go. All right. Really much appreciation for all you guys coming in here, rocking with us. Please take a second, smash that thumbs up if you haven't. And look at old E, gifted a sports money membership. There it is, my friends. Building our community, a gifted membership at a time. Now, if you got that gifted membership, go down to that $sign, give it a click, and get yourself a silver level membership. That's where the premium plays start coming out. Getting yourselves in the game. So let's go. Let's make this cash. Let's make it together. How about that? Rangers and Bruins. Start off this segment by talking about the Bruins being on the fade list. And you know what I'm talking about. Bruins got Korpisalo. It's unconfirmed. Igor Shesterkin. Now look. Mix it up a little bit here. The Rangers, they bust up their losing streak. It took Jonathan Quick to do it because Shesterkin, I don't know what's wrong with this dude. His headspace isn't right. And that's very much a factor for this game because it is a rematch. It's a revenge opportunity for these guys. Shesterkin shat the proverbial bed the last time they played. I believe it was 6-3 was the final when these two teams last met. But look, started getting himself going, Shesterkin. Got himself, after he signed that contract, kind of got that negative, that dark cloud over his head kind of went away. He's got a 90.6% save percentage. He just went off a rip on 7 games where he was about 95% save percentage. Then he allowed 14 goals in 3 games. So the average is, he is kind of who he is, right? That's where the 90.6 is out there. More than serviceable, though. Very capable at any given time of going out there and firing. And look, Bruins, well, we just saw them play yesterday. They're on the second leg of a back-to-back. They beat Minnesota. They shut Minnesota out 3-0. Why is that important? Because you know the deal. We talk about it all the time. When these teams go out there and they shut somebody out, they're probably due to get fired on the next game out there. Now, I mentioned the last game and Shesterkin shit in the bed. They did give Shesterkin the day off, though, so he got some rest after that last game. He didn't just go out there continuing to wear the tread off the tires. It's very important. Very, very important. But I can't do it. I'm looking at this game here. First and foremost, I think we have a generous opportunity. I don't want to get involved with the Rangers what are you going to do, right? The traditional adage, if we take the price line down, the minus 218, the Rangers, and we take them down in regulation, well, it probably goes to overtime and we're all effed. So we don't want to do that. So I opted for another way to play it. I do think the Rangers win. I know the Sharp report came in, respected Sharp buying, coming in and hammering the under in this game. And DraftKings, going to fuck around and find out. They hung a 6.5 out there. And that was juiced, very juiced. But I told you, I'm going to take some shots here. We got the small card. We just need to hit, well, you'll see the later spot that I have as well. We need to get one of these to fire, and we're profitable for the day. And I think this is a great spot here. First and foremost, I don't suspect that we see this Boston Bruins team come out there, especially after the second leg of the back-to-back. We know in the NHL that how much does it matter? But, man, those legs do have to be somewhat tired, especially coming off of they had to travel on top of it. The Rangers are sitting themselves in a position where I think they go out there and they bust these guys up. And I think they probably do cover this puck line. But I don't want to say the risk. I want to take a little bit of that out of the equation here. The fact is the Rangers are 9-17 on the puck line at home. They're not playing well. Now, you could argue the early part of the season, the players, the chemistry, the morale, the Trouba gets traded, all that other stuff. Not going to mess around with the reg and try to get the vig done. I'm going to take the Rangers. I'm going to take the under. And I drop a shots on goal prop in here. Sometimes we see matchup-driven opportunities. And first and foremost, David Pastrnak is certainly the guy. No question from a Boston perspective. He be the man. And he be shooting. And when he plays the Rangers, he's crushed this number, over 3.5 shots on goal in 6 of the 7 times that they've played the New York Rangers. He's the guy. He gets in the sniper position. Now, my suspicion is Shesterkin bounces back. Boston's behind. They have to give the puck to this guy, so that number should get toasted. We're talking 6, maybe 7 shots type of situation. I don't know what the final number is going to be, but I know what I'm going to risk here. Not taking the Rangers in regulation, because we just talked about how pathetic they are on the puck line at home. But let's take this thing for the big score. Let's crank her up. Let's see if we can get ourselves in a position at this plus 325, and let's get this Rangers money in our bag. 3-1, a little over 3-1. Sometimes that's the best way you got to attack it. Nasty Nate likes the Bruins. Nasty Nate, you got to parlay the Bruins with Rhode Island. I don't like Rhode Island on the money line tonight. I know we talked about that last night. But that's the way we're going to pop this card off. We're going to roll onward and upward. We're going to talk about game number 2. We got 3 plays in the 3 NHL card tonight. This is an ugly one. Ugly with a capital U. Calvin Pickard. This goes back to that situation we talked about the other day. Just because the backups into you think they're punting. Well, Winnipeg didn't punt. Edmonton's sitting there with Pickard at 13-4. Skinner's been the pile of dung. He's got a 2.47 goals against average and 90% save percentage. Blackhawks. Soderblom. Blackhawks just got toasted by the Florida Panthers. It was 5-1. It wasn't Soderblom. And he'll go in the net. Now, he's not catching the wins and losses. Or he's not catching the wins. He's catching the losses. But is that his fault? Chicago and San Jose. 2 bad offensive teams that can't figure it out. What do we know about San Jose? Damn, last night with the money line. Should have just been the puck line. San Jose plays a lot of puck line games. That's what's going down. That being said, Soderblom 1-2-2 in his last 5 games, but sporting a 92.1% save percentage. Not bad. Not shabby. In fact, if he didn't play on the Chicago Blackhawks, this guy might have a Vezina Trophy run in him, which is crazy to say. It's crazy. He's got a 2.89 goals against average and 90.9% save percentage. But, man, he has been on the upswing lately with those numbers. Maybe Vezina Trophy is a little too much. But nonetheless, you see where I'm going with this thing. The Oilers played last night. Not only did they play last night, they went to overtime last night. We got super tired legs in that spot. And guess what? Guess what? Now, listen. The Blackhawks at home, their last 10 are 1-9. They're not. The Oilers are crushing it on the road. They're 15-9 on the road. Unrested opponents on the second leg of a back-to-back. I guess it's kind of the same thing. Unrested, no rest, second leg of a back. I mean, essentially, you're the second leg of a back-to-back. If you fade them teams, you're 27-16. You fade the tired legs. Furthermore, you should be playing defense, not offense. So I like that first period over 1.5. Obviously, that NHL trend's been firing. I've only caught it like twice. You don't want me to touch it now because I'll fuck it up for everybody. What I do like is both teams to score a goal in the first period. You can catch that at about $1.50. Now, the under's a factor. It's 17-21. This is what I'm talking about. The offense slows down on that second leg of a back-to-back. They focus on playing defense, blocking shots, and just trying to get through that game to get the rest. They're not going to basketball it and be healthy scratch decisions at the last minute, but they play defense. And what happens is you play that first game, offensively, you're out there trying to gas the other team. You're running and gunning. In that second game, you focus on playing defense. Your offense is tired. You start going deeper, third and fourth lines. Chicago's very much, I think, a live dog in this spot. The way that I'm going to hammer this one, though, with that 27-16 trend in our back pocket, is I'm going to take that puck line. I saw Nasty Nate drop it out there with his parlay with the Bruins. I'm going to sprinkle that money line. Take the puck line, much like we saw with San Jose last night, and that puck line. I'm going to take this puck line and get a little sprinkle in there on the money line. I expect them to find a way to be a live dog. But could they certainly go out there and get just roasted and toasted by this Edmonton Oilers team? Sure they could. And it's the second leg of a back-to-back, as we talked about, but it's not just any team, it's Edmonton. Thing is with Edmonton, you got a guy like Connor McDavid. You know, they do a lot of puck control. They set up a lot of rhythm. I think that does lead to a lower scoring game. I thought about the old double play, get the Blackhawks money line and then the plus 1.5 in the under, which I still don't think is a bad play. But I opted in this next game to take advantage of the strategy. Sort of, as we talk about this Montreal, La Habitats, and the Los Angeles Kings. Dobes. Is it Dobes? It's got to be Dobes, right? 5-1-1, 2.09 goals against average, 92.7% save percentage. When does this guy's bubble burst? The answer's tonight. Darcy Kuemper, 15-6-6, 2.16 goals against average, 91.9% save percentage. I mean, they're playing with house money with Dobes. The kid's been phenomenal. He's young. He's athletic. The team seems to like playing in front of him. They find a way to get their wins. I talked yesterday, though. I think Montreal has reached their peak. Now, they did win. You know, give them that credit. They beat the Sharks. Fucked me on that one. But are they going to do it again? They're on the second leg of a back-to-back, and they've got travel. It's going to be their third road game on that little California swinger. They lost that first game 3-2 to Anaheim, the Ducks. Then they come back, they beat the Sharks. Are they going to do it again to this Los Angeles Kings and Darcy Kuemper? No. Darcy just had a phenomenal game. He saved 26 of 28 shots against the Carolina Hurricanes. They had a losing streak. He snapped it. They're going right back to the hot hand. He's ready to roll. They're putting all the chips in on this guy. They brought him in for a reason. And look, I think this is a stat pattern opportunity for Darcy Kuemper here. I'm not going to drop the S word. We're not going to shout out the S out. But I think tired legs in Montreal. Now, Montreal's been playing puck line hockey as well. This is where I got to take the shot. Here's why I'm taking the shot. Montreal hasn't lost a lot of games by the old puck line. In fact, one of the better puck line teams out there. And that tends to be the case with bad teams. They're overlooked. They usually put their backup goalies in there. They lose the game because they just don't have enough depth on the program to get it done. But I think this goalie battle can certainly reign true. There were some early lines on 6, and this total dropped to 5.5. Now, my issue in my history with 5.5s, especially with the Kings, is it's bad. I seem to be on the wrong side of a lot of them. There's 4-2 games, 4-3 games. but they're so damn good at home. Crypto.com is live for the Los Angeles Kings. They're 15-4 when they're playing on home ice. Puck line, they're just 9-10, so they are catching wins, but it's pricey. So what do? Well, the Canadiens are 14-12 on the puck line. So I mentioned, look at their schedule here. Now, they did just go through a rip with some losses. They picked up 5 losses in a row, I believe they had. They beat San Jose 4-3. They lost to Anaheim 3-2. They got shut out by Minnesota 4-0. They lost to Winnipeg 4-1. Obviously, those are some of the better teams in the West. They play a New Jersey team 4-3. Puck line. I think it's a good opportunity for us to go crack this thing and take a big swing, just like we did on that New York Rangers side of things. If we can catch these two, the same game parlays, sky's the limit for the night and what our bankroll is going to do. But I do think both these goaltenders will play stellar. I do think the Kings, if you look at kind of what happened in the Kings' path, they had a shit ton of road games and they lost all of them. They got back-to-back shutouts, 3-0 at Florida, 3-0 at Tampa, but they rallied. They go out to Carolina, as I just mentioned. They win that game 4-2, and they've been sitting around with rest for 4 days after that long road trip. So this ain't that situation where it's the toughest place to play your 6th game in a row after a road trip is home. This ain't that case. They had 4 days off. And again, the Canadiens being on that second leg of the back-to-back. We'll take a shot with the Kings -1.5 and the under 5.5. Tough card. What are you going to do? You got to do what you got to do here. I think we go for the big swing. We try to cash this 4-1. Again, if we can catch both these same game parlays, catch a little money line sprinkle on the Blackhawks and both teams to score in the first period, we should be able to juice this NHL card tonight. And I think these are some really strong plays for us to go take a look at it. So let's go on. Let's move to the NBA. We got a pretty meaty card in the association. Where did I say I had the extra play? It was the college basketball. That's right. Okay. And I find myself having to pick up peace. We'll talk about the San Antonio Spurs and the Atlanta Hawks. With these two teams and what we've seen with the Hawks is defense is optional again. We talked about this earlier in the season. They kind of went through a run where they started to pull it back. A lot of injuries kind of led them to the situation where they were no longer that over team. This line opened up at 3, and it's moved to 4. It's reverse line movement for the home dog. 60% of the bets and 58% of the cash. Meaning, books seem to think the Spurs are very much going to go out there and handle business. 68% of the bets, 72% of the cash have hit the over. It's gone from 241 to 243. Now we're seeing 243.5. I caught the right park in that thing, 242.5. And look, just keep it short and sweet for you guys here as we get this thing moving. Lots to do tonight. It's an overfest. Jover and his over. Look the fuck out, because here come the Hawks and the Spurs. The Spurs are 10-0 to the over off a loss of 12 or more points. Not just going over. It's sailing over the number by 20 points. What does that tell us? They know they can't play defense, so they better go out there and play offense. And they're contributing to the scoring. When the Hawks are in a revenge spot, they're 28-8 to the over. They lost to this team prior. Eastern Conference teams, when you see the middle of the season, they tend to run over. Their defense gets sloppy, and it's 68-17 to the over. So we're going to play the over. The Jover on the over. Let's take a shot at this one here. Let's take the Spurs game. We have the highest spots in the card. We'll take it. We'll run with it. And we'll see if we can get paid with it. We've got a Detroit Pistons situation with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, the Cavs last night battled. They were getting busted up, and they battled back. It has to be an emotional expenditure, a physical expenditure as well. 7 p.m. start. They opened at 5.5. They got the cash coming in. The public's looking at this thing going, this is the best team in the NBA. They're going to bounce back. 82% of the bets, 81% of the cash have moved this line from -5.5 all the way down to 4. 4 down. 236.5 has dropped. 76% of the bets and 77% of the cash are on the over. Look, it just moved to 3.5. It just moved to 3.5. This line is dropping. Now, we know Ramon, he hit us with the news. Player injury updates. Donovan Mitchell will be out. Dean Wade will be out. Okoro will be out. Man, out. I jumped in on these Pistons earlier today, and the reason that I jumped, and I'm still good with them now. I don't care if this line's moved to this point. I guess I shouldn't say that. After the Pistons go out there, same situation. We just talked about the Hawks and the Eastern Conference teams realize when they can't play defense, they better just go out there and explode on offense. So when the Pistons allow 132 or more points, the water must have come back on. I hear the gurgling. 14-0. I hope I didn't leave a faucet on. That could get ugly. Pistons are 14-0 against the spread. When they allow at least 125 points the previous game, they're at home, they're dogs. The Cavs are tired. The Cavs are injured. The Cavs just had emotional expenditure and physical expenditure in a big loss. And you're the top of the crop. Guess what's going to happen? The boys are going to run at you. 5.5 points, 4.5 points, 4 points, even 3.5 points. I think the Pistons are live dogs. Yeah, I think the Cavs take another L. I love the points in the back pocket. I think it's a tight game. It's not going to be a blowout for the Detroit Pistons. But Cade Cunningham and Duren, yeah, they'll be ready to roll. Again, Duren's a 10 rebounded game guy. Cade Cunningham's essentially a double-double guy every single game. And he's got a chance to showcase it against the best team in the league, who I said yesterday believe reached their pinnacle. They're not that team. They'll have to show me through the entirety of the season that they are that team. They're going to get the best run that Detroit has at them tonight, and it's going to be on the road after that physically exhausting TNT game. Packed up, had to move right off to the road and go to the 3-1-3, and it's going to be ugly. It's going to be a spot where we want to be involved here. Don't be afraid to sprinkle that money line. Don't be a little sprinkle afraid. Don't have that fear. The Timberwolves and the Bulls will fire off 68% of the bets, 64% of the cash on the Bulls. It went from 11 to 11.5. Big number. And I told you how shitty the Timberwolves are at home. 225 has gone to 226, is now 227 on the total. So it's moving up, and it's correlated. We have 90% of the bets and 88% of the cash on the over. Patient zero, Rudy Gobert. You guys have been talking about him. I love his points and rebounds number. 23.5s. Sure. 24.5s. Why not? Should be some Rudy magic here. You know, and again, looking at these spots and these teams, obviously the Bulls, look, second leg of a back-to-back, big win at home against Miami. 133-124, no defense whatsoever, which is surprising considering Miami doesn't like to score like that. They played Detroit prior to that. They played Toronto before that. When they played some competition in Boston, they lost 122-100. But they did beat Denver at home. So at home, the Bulls can maybe get something going. On the flip side, we got a day's rest for the Timberwolves. They just lost 116-114 to the Sacramento Kings. This will be their third straight home game. This one's kind of a little interweaving opportunity. So the Bulls, after a home dog spot, which they were yesterday, we talked about how NBA All-Star type scoring for two mediocre teams. They're 10-0 to the under after a home dog spot. What do we correlate the unders to? The favorites. And this is a big favorite. In the NBA, when teams are up, a loss is a favorite. Their assist to turnover ratio is better than a 3. So they're moving the ball around, but they lost as the favorite. And they're playing an opponent that averages more than 46% shooting. Lost as a favorite. Positive flow of the game, but you still lost. And you're playing a team that shoots the ball. Generally, that's a buy low spot. And we see a 53-17 spread number in those situations. So we've got the correlation between the under with the Bulls and the favorite. We see the line moving in the favorite's direction despite the cash coming in on the Bulls. And we got a 53-17 trend. It's not pretty. It's not pretty. It's 11.5. If I was going to look at the player prop for this one, I wouldn't go Vus because of the under factor for the rebounds. I would look at his threes in this case. You know, we kind of flipped back and forth early in the season. We were riding his 3 train. Yeah, he's averaging 10.4 rebounds a game, but he's still sitting at that 10.5, and he barely got there yesterday. Giddey's assist numbers going up, which means they're starting to find it, dish it off to this guy again. How many threes did he have last night? He went out there and shot the lights out. I like the threes again for this one. In fact, you were looking at this thing, let me just take a peek. As I talk about it more, and I've been sitting there thinking about it all day. Do I go rebounds or do I go through? He's getting played in one way or shape or form. I think it's his threes. Let me see what we got. So Vuce's rebound number, yeah, I mean, his 11 plus is plus 120 right now. That's shade right there because he was over 11 and a half last night, and it had moved from 10 and a half. So the books are kind of telling you he's not going to get to that number here. But if you go and you look at his threes, he's averaging 1.9. He catches threes at plus 120. Yeah, I mean, Rudy's the issue. That's the problem I have with so the reason I think his rebound numbers going down has a lot to do with the Rudy Gobert patient zero factor. And that's why I think that 10.5 is going to be a tough hill for him to climb. But man, 11 3-points he's attempted in his last 2 games. He made 6 of them. Take a look at him. And if you want to factor a rebound number in there, the other guy that had on my dashboard here was Wizards and Nets with a low-scoring game and a spot that I like the under involved here. 217.5 is one of the lowest totals on the board. Minimized second chance scoring opportunities. So where do we want to look here? This line's been juicing to Nick Claxton's rebounds. He's averaging 7.5 a game. His numbers are down. He used to be a rebounding champion. He was averaging 9.2 and 9.9 rebounds a game the last 2 seasons. But he likes playing against the Wizards. 7 or more rebounds in 6 of the last 10 games he's played the Wizards, over 60% of the time. Let me see. Now, there's another plus number price tag now, plus 114. There you go. All right. Go with a Vucevic. We're going to add this one. It's going to be a plus 362 right now. Take it now. I'm going to add the Claxton rebounds, and I'm going to add the threes for Vucevic as well. Big score night. We got some big plays out there. Plus 362 on DraftKings. I'm going to lock it in right now before you guys move the number on me. Oh, somebody, what, did you just move the fucking number on me? You guys? Did you just move the number? Who just bet that thing? Who just moved the number? It was 362. It's now 311. And the Claxton number is what did it. It was plus 120. It just dropped to minus 110. Talk about being in tune right there, boys and girls. Being in tune. All right, look. I'm going to add a spot here. I did add a spot. I don't have a spot for it on the board here. I took a second to do that, so that kind of threw our timing off here. But I'm taking Missouri State against Northern Iowa. That's going to be a 7 o'clock start, so I don't want you guys to miss that opportunity if it is out there. And this is a scheduling situation here. UNI, Northern Iowa. I just think it's an ugly, if you look at the schedule, there's a couple spots in the schedule tonight that I don't like. We talked about a bunch about second legs of the back-to-back. I'll get back to the NBA in a second, but this game's going to pop off in 7 minutes. So if you want to get involved, I don't want you to miss out on it here. But, overall, yeah, the money's pouring in, 97% of the bets, but only 73% of the cash in Northern Iowa. Missouri State made the Steam report or the Sharp Betting Respected Better report, and you can catch the +4 at even money. They think, there's no question about it, they're 8-15 in conference. This is just a sneaky spot because if you look at what's going on here, you've got, they just beat up Murray. They're at home, so they got the second leg of a home game. Northern Iowa just beat Bradley, and they beat the brakes off. But, overall, I just thought this is a sneaky opportunity for us here where they could seriously, coming off that big win against Bradley, you're going to take this Northern Iowa team serious? Or this Missouri State team serious? And I think the answer is no. I think that what happens, especially, let me pull up their schedule. Where did it go? Where'd your schedule go? Where did your schedule go? I like the over in that Syracuse game. I'll get back to the NBA. I know I'm scatterbrained here right now. But I don't want you guys to miss this. The problem I had with the Syracuse game is the best place that's hanging the over is Fanatics, and that always gives me trouble. They got Illinois State coming up next as well here. I think this is a tricky, this is that road situation. So they're at home they just had 2 road games, Indiana State and Drake. They went 1-1. They split up. They come back home. They're playing Bradley. Then they got to shoot back out on the road. Then they come back home for a nice homestand. So this is that optimum situation. They got 3 home games after this one. I'm sorry, 2 home games. But this little roadie gets snuck in there on them, and a team that they could clearly overlook because they're shitbags in the conference. So I jumped in. I took some Missouri State. I didn't want you guys to miss that one. If you're interested in playing it or you're curious what my action is on that thing or what we're doing in the NBA college basketball, there's a lot of 7 o'clock spots that I like here. Cincinnati unders against UCF. They got like a 13-0 streak rolling to the unders. I've been profitable with those guys. They get 4.5 right now is the current number that I see. So by all means, I'm very, very big. I'm very, very bullish. Very bullish on that spot there. It's bullish or bearish? I don't know. Fuck it. Doesn't matter. Get back to this here. We covered that when I added that other spot in there. Action, guys. Let's get it. Let's go. Tonight's going to be a fun night. It's going to be stretched out, though. There was that Missouri spot. I guess I didn't have to do that. I guess I was on time. There is no NBA to get back to, right? Cover the Pistons. I'm on the Pistons. Cover the Timberwolves. Added the parlay. Yeah, we're good. Okay. I didn't have a graphic for it. Glad I sped it up, though. What the fuck? I got to slow it down. Nobody got my movie quotes? Shout out to Grandma! Grandma Horse Racing! What's up, Grandma? Gifting us a sports money membership. Building the community. Grandma, we love you. Thank you so much for that. You are a real one. Saw you rocking around with razor sharp picks. Love to see it. Love to see you here, Grandma. Thank you so much for your gifted membership. Thanks for your time coming in here and hanging out with us, doing this thing. Spoon Bet says DePaul got 3 injuries tonight. Cheers, Grandma. Cheers, my Diet Coke. Ooh, it's foamy. Ooh, that was foamy. Okay. Shout out to you, Grandma. I appreciate you. It's good to see you in here. Juggler 23's got a trend for us. Sorry, guys. I was moving fast. I was trying to get it rolling here. Road favorites on a 4-game losing streak are 6-4 of their last 10. The Bucks minus 10.5. Hope this makes up for yesterday. You're good. Dude, it's a grind. Nobody wins them all the time. Shout out to Big Scott 510. He gifted a sports membership. I love you guys, man. Shout out to you, Big Scott. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for gifting that sports money membership. Thank you for helping us build this community. Look at these guys have been generous. They're donating their cash. If you got one of these gifted memberships, get out there and give yourselves an upgrade to the silver package. They just covered half the cost for you. Don't miss out on the premium plays that we're sharing here on Sports Money. We're viewer supported, and we're so fortunate to have viewers, supporters, community, and frankly, family members here, right? We spend more time together on this stuff with what we're doing here on Sports Money than probably spend with our own families. Scott 510, Grandma Horse Racing, Oldie. Shout out to AOD with the gifted donut as well. Appreciate you. Appreciate all you guys, man. Thank you, Big Scott. Appreciate you blessing our action. All right, let me get these last couple games out there, and we'll get you guys on your way. I got to get first strike rolling tonight. Illinois and Rutgers. I know there's a bunch of trends that support the Big Ten at home in conference action. Big Ten's a tough place. Now, I think part of that, personally, if I was going to dissect that and really think about it, I think a lot of that has to do with geographically, and it's not going to get any easier now, right? Because you had some teams like Rutgers and Maryland. Then you got teams like Minnesota and Northwestern. I mean, in basketball season, that's a lot of ground to cover. And guess what's basketball season? Winter, which means it's shitty. It's icy. It's cold. There's delays in travel. I think that attributes to why the Big Ten, now certainly they're defensive-oriented squads as well. You don't see too many Eddies out there smashing and crashing, but certainly we've seen them from time to time. I just think that contributes, to why the Big Ten numbers are so strong when it comes to home in the division or in the conference. But Rutgers and Illinois, I think, is a mismatch to the nth degree. This feels a little bit. Who was it? Purdue last night? Can't remember the line that was moving. So many games. So many games. Anyways, I'll tell you exactly who it was. Purdue. It was Purdue with the 7. And they travel on the road, and it didn't matter. Was it USC? Was no match for them boys. We got another spot like that UNC spot in this next game too. Illinois State opened at 5.5. It's moved to 6.5. It moved up as high as 7.5, and it's starting to come back down. This feels like the Purdue line movement. 96% of the bets and 91% of the cash on the Illinois, the Fighting Illini. It's got to be something associated with the, I don't know. I don't want to say it. 156.5 has moved to 157.5. We have 81% of the bets and 81% of the cash on the under, the junder, as it will be. And 11-11 Rutgers, when they're in the dog roll of 3 points or more, they're a perfect 13-0. So you got to bet. How can you not? Well, they're only 7-7 at home, and they stink on the road. 3-5. That's against the spread, I should say. 7-7 against the spread at home. 7-5 in the dog roll against the spread. But this dog number's coming down. If you're steam chasing and you're trying to take Rutgers now, you missed the number. You missed it. Plain and simple. You got a situation in Illinois that's 15-7. Firing. They're trying to get themselves moving in this Big Ten. And I don't think they're going to be fazed by this Rutgers team. You know, Rutgers, look, they just played Michigan at home. They got busted up. They busted up by Michigan State at home. Their home court advantage isn't what it used to be. They go out to Nebraska. They win 85-82. That was a big one. I think Nebraska's in trouble tonight, by the way. If you want to write down another play to consider, look at Washington. The books will benefit greatly from Washington winning against that Nebraska team. They get trounced by Penn State, and we've seen Penn State's wheels fall off. The air has fallen out of their tires. They did win at Northwestern. Who cares? Northwestern's. They were 9.5-point dogs at Northwestern. They did get that big win. They come back home. They're 6.5-point dogs against Michigan. They lose by 3, so they cover. So the cover, with 4 of their last 5 games as a cover, ultimately means that the books are going to overvalue Rutgers. The Fighting Illini downed Ohio State 87-79. It was a battle. They were down. They came back. They dominated that game. They played well. They did lose to Nebraska 80-74. They were 4.5-point favorites. So that was a tricky spot because they lost to that Nebraska spot in the favorite role on the road. They come back home. They get business right against Ohio State. And now they're traveling into Rutgers. Yeah, they got a perfect 13-0 when they're in the dog spot, but I think this is just a mismatch. This damn team's too big. They shoot free throws better, 74% to 67%. There's a slight edge in the 3-point advantage for Rutgers, but man, the problem they have in that spot is the rebounding ability for Illinois completely neutralizes that 3-point advantage, in my opinion. You got a 42.5% rebounding team out there, or 42.5 rebounds a game. There's not going to be a lot of second chance opportunities. So if Rutgers starts missing those shots, this is where that score starts to stretch. This is where things get wide. They're a better turnover team. They play better it's just boys versus men in this matchup. It's a complete mismatch. Blocks, 4.5 to 3.5. I mean, they got the block advantage. The assist ratio, again, they're throwing the ball all over. They're playing like the Globetrotters to some degree, and I think we're going to see that tonight. I think we see they're better at the free throws, and that is the key piece where games make a difference at the end. Do you cover or get backdoored because of the ticky-tack fouls that makes you want to throw up when you watch the game of basketball? To me, that's the worst thing of basketball is that bullshit fouling. It almost makes it unwatchable. But if you're going to be a free throw team, you better shoot 74%, and that's what Illinois does versus the 67% for Rutgers. Going to be a tough spot for them. Illinois should come out there and get this victory. We'll roll on to this next game because this is a great one for a little revenge opportunity. SMU and Virginia Tech. I think I have them on the wrong side. It was a late night. This is a late night. This is 11 p.m. Be there or be square. In a revenge opportunity, as I mentioned, Cal as a favorite is a fade. We'll talk about that in a second. This line opened at +1.5. Now, not pretty. 90% of the bets are on NC State. 37% of the cash. So big money, straight money is coming in on Cal. A 53% edge. It's probably a differential. It's probably one of the biggest I've seen. That being said, the total, well, it's moving on up. 60% of the bets and 59% of the cash are on the under. It's gone from 138.5 to 139. And away we go. What I did here is I jumped in on Virginia Tech. I took the plus 5.5 in the Virginia Tech game. Unranked. What did I say there? I wrote this down wrong. Doesn't matter. We're getting long. I took NC. Oh, there it is. Revenge spot. And they lost to this team. This is the funny spot. So they lost 3 weeks ago to Cal. It's the revenge spot. They're on the road. They're only a 2-point dog. I mentioned Cal. Cal's outright lost to Cuse at home. Cal in the favorite role. They're 0-3 their last 3. If you fade Cal as a favorite, you're 22-8. And this is the look-ahead spot. They got Wake Forest on deck next. I don't think they give a shit about this NC State team. I think this is an opportunity for us to take advantage of that small number. Big dog going to bark tonight in this game. Last game we got on the card, SMU and Virginia Tech. Whoops, I screwed that up, didn't I? What the fuck did I do here? Oh, I screwed that up. There you go. I got what a close. NC State plus 1.5 was this game. For all the aforementioned reasons, a 2-8 conference with a look-ahead spot for Cal against Wake Forest. And then Virginia Tech. This is the one I screwed. I was looking at the notes, and I'm like, what did I do wrong here? I'm going to take the dog in this one as well. We're going to go with a little road doggy, another late-night spot. Another late-night spot for us here. And Virginia Tech. Where'd they go? Virginia Tech. This is not that late. I did screw this up. 9 p.m. Virginia Tech. Late night in Blackburn. Line open at 5.5. It's moved to some 5.5s. Now we're seeing some 4.5s. We have 87% of the bets. We have 66% of the cash. It's moving in the right direction, considering that cash flow is coming in. The total's gone from 144.5 to 146.5 with 80. Just moved. With 81% of the bets and 81% of the cash on the under. It's going over. Over in dogs, very much. We love to attribute those two together. Virginia Tech. This is just scheduling opportunities here. I mean, the ACC is not going to, I don't think they're going to have themselves a year this year. It's going to be tough. The SEC and the Big Ten should reign when it comes to filling out your brackets. Virginia Tech just beat Virginia 75-74. They were a dog. It went over. Dog it over. Correlation. They beat up FSU, 11-point dogs at FSU. They smacked them by 10. They did get busted up by Clemson, but they were able to fix it and go on the road and fire. SMU's been firing as well. Virginia Tech's not looking ahead. They're giving them every damn thing they have. This is that spot that we look for. Unranked home dogs after a dub. After they pick up the dub, they're 151 and 113, that unranked home dog. That's how we'll close it. We'll take her right there. We had that little detour on some NBA player props, but I hope you guys make some money tonight, man. I appreciate everybody that did gift. Look at this, Peter Grazia. Giving us a super sticker, the $9.99 super sticker. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for being a part of what we're doing here, Peter. You rock, dude. I see you on the regular, doing the thing out there. Appreciate you gifting, blessing our action. You guys know the deal. Gifted memberships, upgrading memberships, and donos. Get you involved in the Super Bowl Squares merch giveaway. We'll be doing it. Got a sneaker in there. Going to move fast as we do it. We're going to make that money. We're going to give away some merch. We're going to have a big Friday show. We'll talk about all of that on the Friday show. And I'm writing it all down. I'm keeping it all recorded, boys and girls. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Peter. Appreciate everybody rocking with us. AOD, Perky, happy birthday to you, my guy. There's Rick J. Shout out and congrats on those big parlay dubs last night. So just got home. UCF already started, but on the -3, my man. Great job. Keep it going. Keep getting that money. Shout out to Spoon Bets. Ramon Scott's running so hot. Giannis is out tonight. Appreciate everybody that's come through here tonight. AOD, I hope you have some fun at the bar, my friend. Be safe tonight. Get that money. Saturated. Appreciate you coming through, dude. All you guys rocking with us here tonight. Shout out to Trisha M. Took the Rangers -1.5, the Oilers -1.5. Saving bankroll for the Friday Super Bowl special stream. It's going to be fun. Got to schedule it. Got to put that in the schedule right now here. We got to get it rolling. Hey, until tomorrow, make sure you guys do check out our man, Ramon Scott, at 9 a.m. for the morning steam. Here's what we got popping. Tonight, you're going to see First Strike will be ready around 10 p.m. as always. In the meantime, feel free to go check out the 4 plays from VB MMA Picks and Ramon Scott. Them boys are running so hot. They have been firing, and like I said, I think it's 9-2. I think it's 9-2. It's either 9-2, 10-2, or 9-3. I'm not sure which. They've been firing, though, and they've been dogging. They've been picking up them hot dogs. You don't want to miss it out. Check it out. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button out there. And appreciate everybody's support. Good luck with all your bets tonight. Appreciate you spending this extra time with us as we do this thing here. Oh, what the hell? Let's see if we can get the outro rolling. Again, respect and appreciate all you guys, man. It means a ton that you guys come in here, hanging out with us, sharing. You're ready to go with your best bets. Shout out to anybody that did see us for the first time tonight on Kick. We're going to see if we can't grow that community and get them over here on the YouTube side of things. Check us out at Sports Money on YouTube. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Appreciate everybody. Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. We don't stop. Rain, sleet, or snow.